DMs over the last 2 days or so saying, I didn't know you even had a dog. Or like on Instagram, people asking like, can you post your dog more? And I guess because I have a twerking page, I just never really think about posting my animals or talking about them, or, you know, much to do with that. But I got him in July, and there's a long story about this dog, so I guess I'll just tell you guys. Like, I had this dog, her name is Layla, and I got her in October of last year, so 2021. And Layla was a birthday gift from my ex. I had bought my ex a car for his birthday, and he bought me a dog for my birthday. When we broke up, he used the dog as a way to hurt me more in the relationship and take the dog from me when she was with me full time. We were living together, but he was saying that, you know, he loves her and my life is unstable and I'm traveling for work, and until you have your apartment, you know, to think about the best thing for the dog. And he said he was never going to give her up life or death, and that I should just accept that I don't have a dog anymore. And, you know, I never really I don't have any kids, and I've never really had like many close friends, and it was super devastating to have something that I had all day long. I kind of quit working for a long time to just be with her and train her and watch YouTube videos about her. My whole life became, my whole Instagram feed and everything, all my algorithms were dogs, because I just was so focused on her. And I moved to California, I got my place, and she came and lived with me in May for almost a month in California. And when I was there, my ex and I got into a really big fight because his birthday was coming up, and he said, you weren't even thinking about driving my dog back across country to see me for my birthday. And I said, that would be wildly unreasonable. You could just fly to California for your birthday. And then it became like, well, you're never giving my dog back, and threatening me, threatening my life, threatening my godson's life, just like with himself and with other people. Like, I'll have, you know, people come to your house, and I generally have a really great fear of this person, because I'm in such a place where, like, I feel very alone, so people have the ability to like take advantage of me, or sometimes I feel like not all the way mentally like that I understand life. And so when people are explaining life to me from a source of authority, it's like I'll go with it and not know whether it's right or wrong, and then in hindsight you're like, none of this can actually be right. Like, you can't threaten somebody's life. You can't get a car and then give someone a dog because you got a car for your birthday, and it's like, okay, let me get an extravagant gift, and she wants a dog, know how much I want a dog, and then take my dog from me and then threaten my life. Like, just those situations in hindsight are not normal. So I hadn't seen Layla for all of you know, June and most of July, and I decided that if I wasn't gonna have her, that I was gonna get another dog, because my life was starting to crumble. Like, I was afraid all the time, so I wanted a big dog for security. I wanted something. I live in an area where it seemed very plausible that, like, without security and safety, and like that something very bad detrimentally could happen to me. Like, I didn't feel safe in my current living situation, so I got a dog. I didn't feel happy in my current living situation because I had dedicated so much of my life over the last couple of months to Layla that my life looked like a person who owned a dog. And so when I woke up every day and didn't have a dog, I was like mentally just not right. Like, I was so drained and tired and making bad decisions and only thinking about fear and not really like moving with like, okay, when you're not fearful, like how are you gonna interact? Boy, can you not eat that? He ain't eating his leash. And so like I got him, and in the end of July it was like, okay, I'm gonna be moving in a couple of months, and I started working and I started saving money and I started doing all this. And then my ex was like, if you give me money, you can see Layla again. And I couldn't not, like, money wasn't worth it to not see my dog. So no amount of money. She's like my entire like source of like commitment and happiness. I love her so much that it just, I couldn't imagine not paying $1 million to have her. So when I was given the opportunity, I used the money that I had been saving, that I had been working hard to move, to make sure that I could keep Layla in my life. And I know it wasn't a good decision. Like, I know that those things aren't right. Like, when people say things are right, someone shouldn't extort you for money to get something that they want. They shouldn't use your emotions to like benefit themselves when they don't care. So I've just been in a really like bad place since probably like July, the end of July, August, when it was like, if I give money, if I use money, I can have my dog. I can be around Layla and I can see her. And like, I was traveling so much back and forth to see Layla that like, when she became reintroduced to my life, I then now had a dog in California that I was having to contend with, and a dog in Florida that I'm trying to get back. And it's just like, my life feels like a chessboard, and it feels like, and then I'm angry and I'm mean all the time because it's like I'm getting extorted. I'm having the things in my life that I love so much ripped away. I'm having responsibilities that I am taking on that I have no ability to like the authority to deal with them at all. I just want to find peace. At some point I want to feel right, like I know what I'm doing is right. And that's why I keep saying, like, I love both of my dogs equally, but my boy dog got a very stressed out, like chaotic version of me, a very hurt version of me that's been fighting for my other dog, possibly to his detriment of like being around a stressed out person isn't fun, and being around someone on edge all the time isn't fun. And it was like, I can see the difference between the person I was and the amount of stress I have on my life now versus then, of how like the treatment or how I'm treating things around me. So I just figured I would tell people the story of my little boy, because he and now he's had an eye infection since we left Florida. I've been calling the vet, trying to get emergency visits. She said it's nothing to worry about too bad, that like they'll see me first thing Monday morning, since they're closed today for New Year's Eve, and then they're closed tomorrow for the holiday. So he's such a good boy. Like, he's so sweet, and he just be dealing with me like he's such a good boy. He's never ever deserved to have to deal with a stressed out mama like all the time. And what to do. Like, I still feel like I'm in a place of doing things that I don't want to do so that I can get a result that I really need. Like, I just had, in order to get Layla back, I had to re-sign a lease for somebody in September for my ex. And in order to stay in his life, he said that if I cared about Layla's well-being and where my dog lived, that I would re-sign the lease, because how could I not? If I didn't re-sign the lease, and that showed that I didn't care if my dog had a place to go or not. When I said that she could come with me, and that was said that was never going to be a possibility. I said, I do care where my dog lives. She can come with me. I have a house. And it was like, no, she lives here and you don't care to re-sign the lease here. So I re-signed the lease. And since September, it's just been tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I had to pay rent to make sure that I could, like, see Layla. Because it's like, if I don't do it, I can't see her. And like, I have her with me now, and it's like, I want to stop. That's how I know that I'm doing wrong things, because now I have her, and now I'm like, okay, I don't want to do any of that anymore. I didn't want to do any of that in the first place, but I had to so I could get her. Like, sometimes you find out who you are in that place between, like, that little space between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, the rock is like, I gotta pay these tens of thousands of dollars, and the hard place is like, I don't ever get to see my dog. You know what I mean? Like, I don't figured out who I was, and it's willing to do things I don't want to do to get the result that I needed, because I need her in my life. I can't like think about a world where she's alive and I'm not in it. Like, I'm not with her. I'll deal with having to live a life without my dog when my dog is, like, not needing me and roaming the earth, like, living a life, like, without me. So that's the story of my jelly bean. And I can tell you guys, like, the story of how I got Layla, and then in the, like, really cute and fun way, not in the, like, I got her and then she got taken from me and all of that. Her origin story is actually pretty wonderful. She's such a sweet dog. But yeah, that's the story of how the last couple months been going.